Hi, this is James Gordon October Library here with a book haul. Today I went to a bookstore in St. Catharines called Wright's Bookstore. It's an amazing place that has a lot of books there, and I haven't been there in a long time, so I decided to swing by to see what they had, and I had a dream last night of getting books, which means I'm going to find some goodies, and I found a ton of goodies. A lot of books that were on my wish list and others that piqued my interest. Alright, let's begin. I'll start with the smaller books I got before moving on to the other ones. Wizard and Glass, The Dark Tower, Book 4 by Stephen King. Okay, this is from Stegman, and this was originally published on November 1998. This edition is from October 2003. I'm planning. I'm planning on doing a Dark Tower series on the channel in September, and I decided to get the other books in the series. Just get to like the first. I have the first three, so I thought I'll get like the fourth and fifth books. That way, I can do like the first five books in the series. So I have the fourth one, so now I just need to get the fifth one, and I'll be ready to do that. And The Talisman by Stephen King and Pierce Straub. I already own this edition, but this one is a much better shape than the other one. The other one I have has a hole, so I'm going to replace it with this one. And this one's in just a much better shape, and mine doesn't have this picture with the two offers together. All right. This is from Berkeley Books, and first published by Viking Putman GP Sons in 1984. This Berkeley edition is 1985. This is an urban fantasy horror novel, so I definitely have to check this one out. Okay, and then I got a bunch of Ron L. Hubbard stuff. Fear and the Typewriter in the Sky. This has two of his like best stories he wrote together in this little short collection. This is from Popular Library, and this is published in July 1977. And it's got the two stories, Typewriter in the Sky and Fear. Then it's got Arthur's Notes. Yeah, Arthur's Notes. I guess that's a story. Page 156. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, huh. A little printing error, but anyway. So look forward to checking these stories out. Okay, next. Final Blackout. A awesome cover by Frank Frazetta. Alright. Got maps. This is from Bridge Publications, and it was originally first published in 1940. This edition is from 1991. This is kind of like a alternate World War II post-politic story they wrote in the 40s before he kind of like towards like the I think it was like the early 40s. Ron Hubbard stopped writing science fiction, and it wasn't until like the 60s and 70s he started writing again. So look for check this out. They had a bunch of they had some paperbacks of Battlefield Earth, but they were really rough shape, and I decided I don't want a paperback of Battlefield Earth because their cover is good and the paperbacks are very thick. I don't want to read a 1,000-page paperback of Battlefield Earth again. The hardcovers are just 800 pages. They did have some Mission Earth books, and I was originally going to pass on them, but when I saw like the first three in really good shape, I thought, oh screw it, I'll just get them. So Mission Earth, the Vader's Plan. And these paperbacks, they except for the first one, and a few other editions have like a similar cover or they're different. This one comes with an illustration. All right, Bridge Publication and 1985. Really nice. Okay, and then this is the second one, Black Genesis, with a really different cover. This edition is from 1980. There's no recovery. Oh, sorry. This edition is from 1986. Okay, and then the third one, The Enemy Within. That is just a really cool cover. They had a few of the others, but I decided just to get the first three for now. And this is from 1986. Alright, so that's basically all the mainstream offers that I got. Okay. Alright, now start some action books and crime. James Ellroy, White Jazz, the sequel to his USA Underworld series. At least this one I have to worry about chopping the cover like I did with the other book that I got. This is from Vintage Books, and this is from April 2001. This is the sequel to the alternate history crime thriller series. I'll have to read this series as it sounds really interesting, and I finally owned the book that was the inspiration for this book series, Librier. So I have to check these books out and along with that one. Okay, next. Human Air by Paul Presses, I think. That is a really cool cover. This is some medical horror, psychological horror books. Oh, right. And this is from Torg. And this was first published in October 1985. This mass market edition is January 1987. While I was reading the synopsis, basically it's about some doctor has come up with a virus that does the opposite of infecting people, but makes them like stronger and better, and the main character suffers from having nervous breakdowns. So this is something that's supposed to help him, but it turns out the doctor has more sinister intentions with his virus, and the guy has to stop him. So this sounds interesting. Okay, next. Suspicion by Barbara Barachman. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. This is from Berkeley Books, and was first published by Putman in May 1980. This Berkeley edition is 1981. This is about a female reporter uncovers a neo-Nazi group in the States are planning to assassinate the president and try to take over the United States. So this sounds really interesting. Then I found this. Blade, Book 3, Vampire Strike. This is a post-apocalyptic action series, and I got the first book, so now I got a third one, which is nice. This is from Leisure Books. This is from August of 1989. So now I got the third book, now I just have to find the second one. Okay. Next. The Big One by Harrison Arston. This is from Zebra. And this is from February 1990. So this is like a disaster book, and I love disaster books. They're a lot of fun, so I got that one. Then I found a book that has been on my wish list for quite some time. Muck by George Fox. Oh, the novel. The name was right there. Didn't notice. Alright. This is from Fawcett Crest, and this is from 1978. So this is basically like a supernatural horror novel about like a undead Japanese soldier that basically comes back and starts like killing people and has to be stopped or something. So this sounds really cool. Hopefully this will be better than that shitty South Korean horror film I saw a couple weeks ago, Project Wolf Hunting. Oh, it was a terrible film, but anyway. This was a complete surprise when I found this. Mutants of Muck, Rebel Attack. I heard this is a really fun post-apocalyptic series. I was searching all like the science fiction shelves to see if I could find any more, but this was the only one they had. I thought, damn it! But hey, at least I got one of the books, and I just have to get the I believe it's a 6-book series or 5. I can't remember. But anyway, all right. This is from Avon Books, and this is from June 1991. This is a post-apocalyptic action science fiction series about in the future, the human race creates these mutants to use them as weapons to fight their wars, and basically the mutants rebel against the humans and turn against their masters. So the Earth is in ruins, and the mutants are trying to exterminate the human race, and there's a resistance group that's trying to stop them and basically overthrow the mutants, and a bunch of things happen. My friend Leon read the first two books, and I've been always interested in this series. He described this as like ultra violent, like RoboCop and Total Recall levels of violence. So he even joked that this is the violence that make Paul Verhoeven blush. So I would love to do this series on the channel. I just gotta get the other books, as I said. Okay, next. Super Defender Death Grip by Jerry Arhurim. Nice cover. And this is the 9th book in the series. I checked and they did not have the others. This is from Dell. And this is from January 1990. This is like an alternate history where basically United States government turns into a dictatorship, and basically a group of commandos decide to form a resistance group to rebel against them. So again, I searched if there was any other books. This is the only one they had, so I got that. Okay, this is a book I've seen a few times in Valley Village, and I saw it at Wright's Bookstore. I decided to grab it. The Medusa Complex by Marvin Albert. I love Cold War thriller books. They're a lot of fun. Well, sometimes. This is from General Paperbacks, and this was published in 1982. This is basically about a CIA operative. This basically is tasked with stopping a CIA agent who's gone rogue to the USSR, is plotting a terrorist attack against the United States government and has to stop them. So this sounds a lot of fun. Okay. Next. The Messiah Stone by Martin Candy. This is a really cool cover, and I got a bunch of his other books I'll have to read on the channel sometime. This is from Bean Books, and this is from April 1986. This one sounds like basically a merc comes in possession of like a powerful gemstone, and basically just wants it to himself, but the world leaders want it, so it turns into this whole war to grab it. Sounds really cool. And this is a book series that I've seen people post of, and when I saw it there, I grabbed it, but this sadly is the only one. Steel, Book 7, Fugitive by S.L. Hunter. Look at that sick cover with the HKG-11. And it's an actual caseless submachine gun. It's not a laser rifle as depicted in this cover, but still cool. All right. This is from Berkeley, and this is from May 1991. This is a post-apocalyptic action series, and I love these books where it's like they set an alternate future and stuff, and it's depicted like being more like gritty and violent. I like that. So I'll have to get the art books in the series. Okay, last action book I got. I believe this is another part of a series. Cybernark. Cybernock, Book 4, Capo's Revenge. It's a really cool cover, and I really like the back image too. This is from Harper Paperbacks, and this one is from October 1992. Again, this is another alternate history science fiction book where it's set in a dystopian, violent future, and you got like a cybernetic commando fighting terrorists and stuff. Really cool. So I look forward to checking those books out. Okay, so that's all the action, post-apocalyptic thriller and crime stuff and disaster stuff I got. All right, let's move on to some horror next. The Vampire Virus by Michael Romke. Neat cover. All right, this is from Fawcett Gold Medal. And this is from January 1998. This is about a research team is in South America jungle, and they discover some type of virus that turns people into vampires. So this sounds really interesting. And this book, when I read the synopsis, it's like the most over-top thing I read, but it sounded like fun. Mark of the Werewolf by Jeffrey Sackett. This is from Bantam Books, and this is from February 1990. This is about a guy that's basically is a werewolf, and it makes him immortal so he can live forever and stuff. But there's this terrorist group that's plotting to like werewolf terrorists. It sounds like, and they're gonna reach mayhem, but they have the cure to make a person back to normal. So he decides to take them on to stop them and to rid this curse of being a werewolf. So it sounds like, I was reading the synopsis. It was like over. It just sounds so over the top and fun. The kind of thing I enjoy reading. So I look forward to checking this out. Another book that's been on my wish list for quite some time. Painkiller by Stephen Sproul. That is a really cool cover. I like that. Another medical horror novel. All right, and this is from St. Martin's Paperbacks, and this is from first hardcover edition published 1990. This paperback is June 1991. This is This is just, it just sounds like basically it's like a medical horror book in a hospital with a crazed doctor, and it sounds a lot of fun. So I look forward to checking this book out. And I got another book off my Richard Lehman wish list, Blood Games. This is from Leisure Books, and this is from November 2003. This is about basically a bunch of friends decide to go out to a cottage to relax a bit, and then a bunch of things happen when they're up there. So I'm hoping this will be a good book. I do plan reading those two Richard Lehman books I got on my shelf, and I hope those are good, because when I read some of Richard Lehman's novels, Flesh and Steak, I did not enjoy those. So I'm hoping when I go to read the other books, these will be a lot better. Okay, next up, Program for Terror by B.W. Batten. This is Fawcett Gold Medal, and this is from March 1985. This basically is a science fiction horror story about a woman living in this like high-tech luxury apartment when the computer begins to develop a mind of its own and begins like getting violent. So this sounds fun. Okay, next, The Present Darkness by Frank E. Peretti. This is from Living Books, and this is from 2001, I'm gonna say. I'm not sure because I never heard of this book before, but this sounds like a urban fantasy horror book, and it sounded really interesting. I was reading the plot, so check this book out. Then I got a Ray Garton novel, Nightlife, the sequel to his vampire book, Live Girls. That's right. Yeah, this is a sequel to Nightlife. Leisure Books, and this is from April 2007. So this is continues after the events of Live Girls, with the main character rescuing the girl that he liked, and now they're living in Los Angeles, and basically the vampires have come all the way from New York to get revenge on him for nearly killing them all and for destroying their club, Live Girls. So like the book was a decent vampire book. I'll have to see what this one's like. Okay, next, Dusk by Ron D. Really neat cover. Alright. This is from Dell, and this was published in April 1991. This one's also another vampire book about basically like like vampires living in a rough neighborhood and stuff, and they like kill people during at night and stuff. So this sounds interesting. Okay, and then the last horror book I got, Scryer by Linda Crockett Gray. That's a really nice cover. This is from Torg, and this was published in March 1987. This sounds like a supernatural book that looks like it takes place in New Orleans by the looks of it, so it sounds interesting. I really like the cover. Okay, so that's all the horror books I got. Wright's Bookstore, they have a lot of like science fiction, fantasy, like that's like what they have a lot of, but they do have a lot of like thrillers and stuff, and a ton of science fiction and fantasy books. That's what they got. All right, so let's get started with the many science fiction books I got. To Fear the Light by Ben Bova and A.J. Austin. Sequel to Save the Sun. I hope I picked that up. Okay, this is from... Oh, what's this? Oh, I got a free bookmarker. Lovely. Add that to my collection of bookmarkers. Alright. Alright, this is Berkeley and John Art by... Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah, sorry. This is from Torg. This is from Torg, and this was first published in December 1984. This edition is February 1996. Cover artwork by John Berkeley. Really good artist. I was reading the synopsis and it sounded really interesting. I hope I have the other book in here so that way I have the sequel to this, but really liked it. It sounded really interesting. Okay. Alright, next. I, Robot by Asimov. When I saw this edition in like really good shape, I couldn't pass it up. Okay. From Fawcett Crest Books. And this edition is from... What edition is this from? 1950. That's when it was first published, but where's the... I'm not sure when this was published. Could be 1950, maybe. If it is, it's in really good shape. But it's got the collection of short stories with a film that was loosely based off them. So I remember reading this when I was younger, when I got into science fiction. There were stories I liked and some I didn't, but it was overall a really good book. So I'm looking forward to reading that channel. Hunting the Ghost Dancer by A.A. Antondacio. Apologize if I'm butchering that name. This, alright, from Harper Paperbacks, and this edition is from March 1992. It was first published in 1991. This is part of a kind of like fantasy science fiction series that someone did a review of the first book, and it sounds really interesting, so I definitely have to review on the channel. So this is one of the books in the series I got, and then another book by that author, In Other Worlds. Really nice cover artwork. Okay, this is from Bantam Books, and this is from first published in January 1985. This edition is 86. This, yes, continuation of that series. Now, I think I got all. I think I have the first book, and then I think I have the second or third, and I got one of the others. I have to look at my list to see what I got. All right. Next, Strange Attractors by Jeffrey A. Carver. It's a really nice cover artwork. Alright. This is from Torg, and this is from first edition April 1985. This edition is April 1996. This is just like a very like science fiction epic series, so I got that and some other books by this author. Okay. Brian Aladdin. Okay. The 80-Minute Hour by Brian Aladis. It's a really cool cover. This is from Triad Panther, and this is from 1985. So this is like a science fiction World War III book, so this sounds really interesting. Privateers by Ben Bova. Okay, this is from Torg, and this is first published in October 1985. This edition is June 1986. Again, this is just another one of those like science fiction epic books that has like a really interesting plot. Okay. The Voice of Cepheus by Ken Appleby. That is a really cool cover. I really like that. This is from Del Rey, and this was published in December 1989. This is about I guess what it sounds like invasion and post-apocalyptic science fiction books. So we're checking this book out. Okay, next. Glory by Alfred Kupel. A nice cover. Okay, this is from Torg. And it was first published in May 1993. This edition is April 1994. This sounds like basically it's like a luxury spaceship cruise, and then it gets caught in a war. So it sounded really interesting. Okay. Okay. Planet of Tira by Paul Anderson. That's a really cool cover. Okay, this is from Ace, and this edition is from July 1979. It sounds like a science fiction war book on a winter planet. Different. Okay. All right. The Rapture Effect by Jeffrey A. Carver. Really like the covers; are really cool. All right, and this is yeah, this is from Torg, and this is from first published in February 1987. This edition is April 1988. This one is from what I was reading. It's about basically a guy takes on like this evil corporation that has everything hooked up to computers. So it sounds really interesting. Okay, next. The Cold Cash War by Robert Asperin. It's a that's a really cool cover, like a futuristic looking samurai. Okay, this is from Dell, and this is from August 1987. This sounds like basically like it's like set in the future where corporations run things, and this one corporate is basically being threatened by another one, so it basically starts a war with it. So it sounds really interesting. And this was a surprise when I saw this. The Return by Buzz Aldrin and John Barnes. And it's got a die cut inside. This is from Torg, and it was first published in May 2000. This edition is July 2001. This is like a science fiction alternate history war book about some war between what was it, Pakistan and India. It like intensifies to all nuclear warfare, and basically this explosion causes a space station to get like knocked off its axis, so they have to send a team of astronauts to help the people on this space station before they get sent off drifting to space. It sounds like kind of like a mixture of like a science fiction disaster war book, so it sounds very interesting. The Bug Wars by Robert L. Spasplin. I mostly got the book just because of the cover. It's really cool. Alright. This is from Dell, and this was published in June 1980. So this is like a science fiction war book, like with like sounds about like reptiles against bugs. So it sounds really interesting. Okay. Christopher Anvil. Okay. Next, The Steel, the Mist, and the Blazing Sun by Christopher Anvil. It's a really cool cover. This is from Ace Books, and this was published July 1980. This is a alternate history science fiction war book, so I really it sounds interesting. Kind of basically set like about like it's like all the war like all the major wars are different, so the outcome of like United States and our countries is different. So sounds interesting. Okay, next. Down Below Station by C.G. Cherry. This is part of a science fiction series. I'm not sure if I have the other books or not, but this is one of them because I remember looking up the covers for them. This is from Mandarin. Okay. First published in Great Britain in 1983. This edition is from 1989. Kind of like a science fiction war series, so sounds interesting. Okay, another Jeffrey A. Carver book, Neptune's Crossing. Again, I really like these covers. This is from Torg. First published in April 1994. This edition is June 1995. I think this is like a part of a book series. Because the synopsis sounds similar to the other books, so it's probably part of a series, and so just add it with the others. Okay, another Jeffrey A. Carver book, Entities N. This is just a really gorgeous cover work. I really like that. It's nice. All right, Torg. First published December 2000. This edition is from October 2001. This is set in like some big alien war with the humans against some alien race, and a bunch of other things that happen in it, so sounds interesting. This I pulled up because the title caught my eye. Mutant Star by Karen Harbour. It's a really cool cover. This is from Bantam Brian. Let's see. Oh. Scott. Yeah, sorry. Bantam Books, and this edition is from February 1992. This is again like a science fiction war book about mutants fighting against the humans. That the mutants want to be free from the humans, and it leads to this war. So it sounds really interesting. Okay, another Martin Canyon book, Aquatis Mission. This is a book I had on my wishlist for a long time, and I finally found this one. It's got an interesting die cut. Unfortunately, I can't show it a little too dirty. Show, but anyway. This is from Battalion Books. This is from April 1987. This is set like underwater and like discards like a civilization. So it sounds really interesting. And then I got another book that I have the first one. Now I have the second one in this two-book series, Cloud's Rider by C.G. Cherry. It's a really nice cover. Okay, this is from Aspect, a off-print of Warner Books, and this is from September 1997. This is a continuation of the first book. I can't see it from here, but it's a continuation of the other books, so now I have the second one in this series. Okay. Revolt in 21,000 by Robert A. Heinlein. This is from Signet, and this is from I think I'm going to say 1953. This is like basically set in an alternate future where the United States is a dictatorship, and basically the main character decides to revolt against it, so it sounds interesting. And here's a book. Now, this is a book I've been trying to find for years, and I finally got my hands on this copy. 1632 by Eric Flint. I always like that cover. It's really cool. This is from Bean Books, and this is first published February 2001. This is the seventh paperback printing from February 2008. This is a alternate history series about um, uh, this. I remember reading what this was about, where basically it's like it starts off with a wedding, and then a bunch of people get caught in a time loop, and it sends them back to like the 1632, as the title suggests, and basically like things from the present are being sent to the past, and this causes a big rift between the two timelines and stuff, and it creates like this alternate history series. And the series sounds like a lot of fun. I only got like the second book from Chapters, and for years I've been trying to get my hands on this first book, and I could never find one. I was even considering just ordering it, but luckily I finally found one in the wild, so I'm glad to have that. And the last two books I got are part of a book series, so I got the first two books. When I saw this, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this. Dies the Fire by S.M. Sterling. Alright, this is from Rock. And this is, let's see, from 2005. This is a kind of like a urban fantasy series where basically some event causes all machines to stop working, and basically when cause all the world governments to collapse, so people band together to try to survive, and you got others that basically want to rule the world and stuff. So the main character ends up joining like this group of survivors that are just trying to stay alive while they fight these battles with other gangs and stuff. So it sounds really interesting. So that's the first book, and then this is the sequel, The Protector's War. Again, a nice cover. This is from Rock, and this is from 2006, so this is the second book, so I look forward to checking this series out. Okay, that is it for the book haul today. Hope you all enjoyed it, and if you're in, say, Cathines, and you want to do like a big book haul like me, or just get a few books, check out Wright's bookstore. It's a great place. I'm glad I went there today. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to October Library, the YouTube channel, and the Facebook group of the same name, a place to post, share, review fiction. Until then, I'll catch you later.